Schön. Tighty.
Götschek. Ja. Bavaria.
Ja, jetzt war.
We are in Isola, Slovenia. That's where we get the brand new Bavaria C38. Our task is it to deliver the boat to Turkey. 1,200 nautical miles ahead. Enough time to get a good impression on the boat. This is not a typical boat test. It's more a field report about our impressions we got. On board there are Jan from Munich, Mark from South Africa, and of course Jens, that's me. We know each other from Turkey, where we are all living on our boats. The design of the new C38 is completely different to the older models. The shape remains on an arrow. The boat is 10.99 m long and nearly 4 meters wide. Here you can see the newer model in front of an older one. The Bavaria C38 combines perfect sailing characteristics, easy handling and maximum use of the interior space. That's what the shipyard in Germany claims. Let's see. For 38 feet the boat is really spacious. Under deck the boat looks more like a 40+ yacht. It's a modern design with lots of atmosphere. The basic price of this boat is around 150,000 euros, including VAT. But our boat has some extras, so in total it's around 200,000 euros. Still a reasonable price. In some parts the finish reminds on a well-known Swedish furniture store. And some extras seem poorly thought out, like this hatch. You cannot open it properly because of the kicker. What also looks a bit cheap is the way the table has been mounted, with simple brackets, as you know from the hardware store. And the way the beautiful floor is screwed together is certainly a matter of taste. For some strange reasons, the drains in the anchor locker are too high. The result, there are always a few liters of water in the anchor locker, not necessarily good for the chain. And also on the deck, the shipyard forgot a cleat at delivery, the one for the topping lift. All no drama. But what about the sailing characteristics? The sail area measures just under 80 square meters. The furling main has 46 square meters and the self-tacking jib 30. The Bavaria is definitely fun under sail. A lot of fun. This seems to be the sweet spot of the Bavaria. 50 knots of wind, beam reach, 7 knots of speed. Main and jib are driven via the winches on the companionway. The main does not have a traveler.
Wind dreht.
Darf der das? Ja. Das ist ja gut.
And how does a boat sail close hauled?
Ja. I mean, das ist halt Selbstwendefock, ne?
The self-tacking jib makes some problems. Too far into the wind and the boat stops, because the self-tacking jib starts flapping. Less than 40 degrees to the wind and the boat gets slower. We are sailing in about 12 knots of true wind and we are making 5 to 6 knots of speed. Not too bad, but also not really good.
How many knots of wind? 17?
Ja, aber apparent, ne?
Ja, ja.
Anderen haben wir ja nicht.
18 knots apparent and 5.7 knots speed.
Ja.
The self-tacking jib is also not perfect for real downwind courses, but therefore we have the parasailer. We have between 6 and 7 knots of apparent wind, and the boat is running the same speed. Fantastic. In stronger winds, it's even better. Our maximum speed 11.5 knots. We are flying. Also, the cockpit benefits from the modern white design. It's huge. The table is big enough for 6 people to having dinner. You can easily enjoy a nap in the afternoon sun, or you can use a bathing platform for a sleep. Sheets and halyards are easy to use, and the steering with a single rudder is very easy and practical, even in stronger winds.
Aber das ist natürlich auch gut, die Halterung hier.
The handhold at the table is very useful. But there are 2 missing at each helm. Being under deck while sailing is quite comfortable. On our delivery trip we had to sail day and night, and also we had to cook. Around the pantry you have several handholds, but as soon as you want to walk to the front of the boat, there are some difficulties. All you have as assistance is a mast support. Handles on the ceiling would be very nice. The locks of the cupboards are quite nice. But inside the cupboards, some ledges would be nice. If you are sailing on starboard, everything is falling out. As an extra, our boat have some nice mirrors on the doors to the heads. Looks good, but stupid, because the mirrors make the doors way more heavy. The problem? The frames of the doors are too weak to hold the heavy mirrors.
That was exactly the plan for this video.
But as soon as you are in a marina or on an anchor spot, the mirrors are probably a very nice detail. As already said before, the layout under deck is very comfortable and nice. If you plan longer trips, it might be a problem that both toilets are on the same side, in our case, on starboard. The bigger problem actually is that the sea cocks are probably direct under the waterline. So if you are sailing, you might have no chance to pump water into the toilets. The only chance is to use the fresh water from the shower. Not perfect, but it works at least. What I don't like are the missing ledges on the table. It's a problem you find on all the modern serial boats. Again, in the marina, on an anchor spot, that problem doesn't matter. What I like on the C38 is the engine room. You have access from 3 sides. In the meantime, Bavaria changed the engine from Volvo Penta to Yanmar. We had the one with 40 horsepowers. Actually, the bigger one. And I wouldn't go for the smaller. There is also one thing I don't like. Listen. The blower of the engine is situated at the back of the cockpit. And it's really, really loud. Probably you can hear it.
Und jetzt hört man es wahrscheinlich schon, weil das Gebläse ist nämlich hier im Cockpit. Eine der guten Sachen auf der
But what I like is the big locker on the bow. You can easily store 6 fenders, ropes, or also some additional jibs. No problem. Okay, we had a problem. Right on the first night, it was pretty rough, around 35 knots of wind. We had some water in the bilge, a few liters, salt water, and we were scared. We didn't know where it was coming from. We checked all of the sea cocks and the keel balls, but nothing. And then we found out that the water is coming from the bow, from the locker. In the locker, the water probably drips through this service hatch into the bilge. But how did the water came into the locker? In the marina, we flooded the bow with a hose and found out that the sealing is poorly finished. The shipyard cut the sealing and didn't glue it. Small problem, big effect.
Also die Dichtung ist einfach aufgeschnitten und an dieser Stelle hätte man die Dichtung dort sauber.
We had lots of fun on our trip from Slovenia to Turkey. The boat makes fun, especially under sails. And of course, it's very comfortable. Despite the minor problems, we had a wonderful time. Considering the price, you get a lot of boat. Perfect for holidays or for charter, or just for enjoying the time on the sea.